have been asked to do an interview with Antichrist magazine. They sent us the questions, so we're going through them right now. We have them printed out here, and so give it a go.
Please introduce Columbarium to our subscribers.
Alright, it's quite simple. I am Piet. I'm doing the bass and the vocals.
And I'm Mark, and I'm playing the guitars.
And who else is there?
And there we have Wille, the drummer, and Koen, the other guitar player.
Alright.
Okay. What is the meaning behind the band name?
Alright, Columbarium. A columbarium, I'm sure most of you have already seen one. A columbarium is, if you ever visited a cemetery, it is the wall that you see with the urns, with the ashes of the deceased people. So the big wall you see with all the small things where the urns are in. So it's called a columbarium, and the name is from somewhere beginning the 90s when we lost a dear friend. I was having a band with Mille, and we named the band Columbarium because we saw the word at his funeral. He had an accident, so that's it. We took the name back from the 90s.
Next question. Can you tell us a little about the Morbidius one?
Oh, the Morbidius one, of course, it's been very important for us. It's our first album. We recorded it in 2022. And then we released it at the end of September in 23 with Argonauta Records. So yeah, it took us quite some time. So we recorded it somewhere in April, May, June. Then it was holidays. Then we did the mix with one of our dear friends in Studio Hers, Lander. He did the mix and the production, and that was then finished by beginning of 23. And then we had a really great deal with Argonauta. So for us it was the beginning of a great year, 23 and then 24, where we did a lot of gigs. So it's been our debut album. I think that's for every band, that's very important. So also for us.
That's for sure. Can you talk about the lyrics on this release?
Yes, of course. It's not a concept album, the Morbidius one. But there's a thread in between most of the songs. Most of the songs deal with death, let's say the emotion about death. One song, for example, Redemption. Redemption, I wrote the lyrics keeping in mind the week that I was next to my mother's deathbed and all the feelings I had. Then that was a very emotional week for me, of course. So I dealt with that, writing it down on paper for Redemption. Then we have Eyes Bleed Black. Eyes Bleed Black is a song which is in tribute of one of our dear friends, Riet, who passed away also. So it's also a very emotional song for us. The Morbidius one, for example, is about a tribe that is also divinizing death to have a good afterlife. So not all the songs deal with death, but it's an important and an emotional theme throughout the Morbidius
one. Next question. Can you tell us a little bit about the album cover art? It's an interesting one.
That's a good one, because we are still very happy with that cover. It was made by Vladimir Shebakov, who is a guy who lives in Prague. And we just saw his art online many years ago, and we were really enchanted by his art. So we picked one of his artworks, and in fact the artwork was called the Morbidius one. So we have taken that title of the artwork, and it has even become the title of our album. And it's also, if we're talking about the lyrics, where the lyrics are talking about emotions around death, we think that the album cover is really representing that really well. We love the style he has, so maybe we might do something else with him in the future. We really love what he's doing.
Okay. How was your experience working with Argonauta Records?
Oh, really great, incredible even. So we were sending out our album when it was finished in the beginning of 23, and quite quickly we had a very positive reaction from Argonauta. They were really interested to work with us, and for us it was really interesting also because they don't simply only give you the music carrier. Like, we really wanted to have vinyl, so we have vinyl and CD and digital, but they also in our deal with Argonauta, there is a deal for promotion with Grand Sounds, which we really like. Oaks from Grand Sounds is a great guy that helped us out promoting the album very well. And also there was a distribution deal through PIA, so the album was also distributed in Europe and in the States through PIA. So it was like a whole concept deal, not only giving us the musical format CD and vinyl, they also did the promotion and the distribution. And they are really incredible guys also, although we have never seen them in person. We are incredibly happy with them. So.
Okay. When did you first discover your interest in heavy music? Well, for me, I'm a child of the 70s. I was a teenager then, and of course, Black Sabbath. You have Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles. You call it. From that period, I listened to that music. So that's where my biggest influences for the music nowadays.
All right. When I first discovered heavy music, it was really early. I think I was around only 6 years old, because I was lucky enough to have a lot of friends in my street who were older than I was. 3, 4, 5, 6 years older. So when I was 6, those guys were around 11 to 12 years old, and they were all buying at that time heavy music. So that was beginning of the 80s. But then I was a lot younger, so it started really early for me. So with all the bands, AC/DC, Judas Priest, of course, Iron Maiden, these types of bands, and then thrash metal started, Metallica, Slayer and everything. And I've always grown to all the heavier stuff until death metal, grindcore, but it started really early for me, so that was really nice.
Yes, what challenges have you overcome as a musician?
That's a good one.
Yes, I think.
I would say
Time?
yes, I think that's a really good one. If I think what the challenges we have now with the band, with Columbarium, is time. We all have a normal day job, so we can only rehearse once a week. So we come together once a week to make new music, to prepare for gigs, and I would say that's the biggest challenge. As most of you know, we are working on our second album. We are working on the last 2 songs now, but it takes too much time for me. I think I'm a little bit too impatient. But with only 1 rehearsal a week, everything is going quite slow. So yes, we're working on the final songs. We then have to record it. That'll take time. It has to be mixed, mastered. That'll take time. It has to be produced. That'll take time. So we think our second album will only be released somewhere in 26, to be honest. But it's a bit annoying, but that's the biggest challenge, I would say, the time.
And we play once in a while a gig, of course.
Yeah.
that takes some time too, especially afterwards.
And to prepare, of course, if you're playing gigs, you have to be good. So yeah, you have to, at rehearsals, you have to rehearse the older songs also. So you can't always work on new music. So.
Okay. Any non-heavy artist you love to collaborate with, Pete?
Any artist, non-heavy artist that we would like to collaborate with? I've been thinking about a guy which is really close to us. He is also from our town here, Zwevenham, and he doesn't even know it. I haven't even talked about it with him yet. That's his artist name is Conrad, Koen Vineyard. I would say he is the Nick Cave from Zwevenham.
Yes.
Which means he has a really low voice. He really makes depressed music. It's not metal music, but it's really depressed music, and I think that would be a really great match with us. So if he sees the interview, couldn't, you know now, but I think it would be a really great match to do something with you.
The last one is how do you see the evolution of doom metal over the years? Yeah, I think I am from the 70s, as I said. I saw the Black Sabbath, Pentagram, Rush, St. Vitus, Trouble, Cathedral. Rush is not a doom metal band, but it was a big influence for me. And Pete, you know doom metal a little bit more than me. I learned some bands from Pete, as St. Vitus. I didn't know them. Shame on me. Then later Paradise Lost, Anathema. Very, very fine bands. And of course Cathedral. It's a big one for all of us.
Cathedral is still a big influence for us. I think Cathedral has always. They didn't have any limitations in their music, and that's what we want to have too. If we want to do something, it doesn't matter if it's not doom. Maybe it's more popular, maybe it's less popular or darker. We just want to do what we want to do without any limitations, and Cathedral has been a great example for that.
Of course. Yeah, the next section, a rapid fire section.
Ooh, that's quick answers then.
That's quick answers, yes.
Let me clear my throat for that.
Your thoughts on AI generated cover art?
An absolute no. No AI generated cover art. It can be digital for me. You have digital artists too, but not AI created, not automatically created by some robot or something.
Next one. First album you bought with your own money. I can speak for myself. That was Rory Gallagher, live in Europe, and the first album of Rush. That were my first two albums I bought.
First albums you bought yourself. I think that must have been something from AC/DC at second-hand market from one of my neighbors. I'm not sure. It might have been Power Age. I'm not sure, but it's definitely an AC/DC record. Second-hand.
Is there a conspiracy theory you think you could actually be true?
No, I don't believe in that shit.
No, I agree with this one. If your music were a movie, which one would it be?
Okay. It would be for me it would be my favorite movie. Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Just because it's not because we're playing heavy doom music that we don't have a lot of fun. So it's somewhat serious, but it's still a lot of fun. We always say that fun is the highest priority for Columbarium. We need to do the best we can in our music. We are four really good friends, so we want to have fun. And Inglourious Bastards really is a funny movie, but it's great also. So
I can live with that. That is not bad.
Would be a
not a bad answer. And what's the worst job you've ever had, Pete?
The worst thing is getting out of my bed on Monday when I have to go to my job.
Especially after a weekend with a gig. Yes, that's
Yes. Okay.
And then, that's an interesting one. Your favorite pop song?
Favorite pop song? Oh, that's easy for me. That would be the two lovely girls in Baccarat. Yes sir, I can boogie. If I'm really drunk you have to play that song and you will see me dance. I don't dance until it's Baccarat. And until I'm really drunk.
Okay, that's a nice one. And okay, that's a very interesting one. What are the future plans for Columbarium?
Okay, short term is quite easy. A few weeks ago we recorded one song, so short term is releasing that one song. It's a bit of a surprise still, so we can't say a lot about it. But we recorded one song recently that's going to be released quite soon. Keep your eyes on our pages and you will see what it is. But of course, future is, as I already said, working on the second album, so we're finishing the last 2 songs now. Then recording, production, mixing, mastering, then releasing it. Vinyl will take a lot of time until we have it, and we don't want to do a partial release. A lot of bands release an album digitally and on CD. To do another release 6 months after that with vinyl, because they have to wait a long time for vinyl. That can be their opinion, no problem with that, of course, but we are not doing that. We want to release everything at once, so vinyl, CD, everything. So that's also one reason why it will take quite long before the second album will be really out, although all the music has almost been written. So in the first coming year, it's working on that album, not only music but recording and finishing the production and releasing it. So really looking forward to that, because we are really excited about what we have written so far.
Yes, that's for sure. That's for sure. So, Piet, that was the last question.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
So,
Great. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Cheers. See you later.
see you later.
Bye.